Back with another video. Today is February the 19th, 2026. I don't want to hold you people long. I think this was a great story, what I listened to, and I wanted to share it with the world. If you're a person that may be on your way to prison, if you're a person that is behind bars, you may want to listen to this story, and you probably already heard it. I listened to a guy that's been in prison for 31 years, and they interviewed him. It was about an hour-long video. It was a man that grew up in New York, and he was a Haitian descendant. His family is Haitian. He said he had a mother, which was a stepmother, and his real father. And he said that he never understood when his father used to tell him, growing up, don't do this and don't do that. And he said that his father kind of kept a real tight grip on him and his brothers and sisters. So he said that during that time, he always wanted to have freedom. Follow me? Now, if you're not behind bars, you're considered as living free will choice and you have freedom. All right. You may have parents and you may not have parents, but you want to have freedom. All right. He said prison is a world where violence is the only language. Well, that's why they're behind bars. Okay. He said that he's been stabbed. He's got into some brawls. He's got into some riots. He said the staff, you have some staff that understands the condition that people are in and they try to treat you nice. And he said he got some staff that they do too much. They harass you and they humanize you. So they asked him to give them a journey on what got him in prison. He said that during his high school year, he was interested in playing football. And he always remembered that his father always told him, don't do this and don't do that. And he said that they always kind of like settle for the cheap products because his family was poor. And he said that he was always trying to keep an image because the people that he hung around with in school, they would always criticize you for being poor. So he wanted to go out and do things to where he didn't have to wear the clothes and the shoes that his parents bought him. So behind the parents' back, they would buy him cheap shoes and cheap clothes, and he would go do other things to where he would change his clothes before he went to school. Shoes, clothes, you name it. So he said after football practice, he would always stop and go hang out with some guys that he said wasn't so good. He said that the neighborhood that they lived in was poor, and he was surrounded by gangs. So he said he learned one thing, that since he's been in prison, he said that all the while he's been in prison, he learned about different religions. He learned about Buddhism, Muslim, and all other type of religions. He said, but reading these religions had made him see that it was some inconsistency. So he decided, since he's behind bars, and before he said that, they said, well, let me ask you, do you believe in God? Look, people, I take my hat off to this man. And he didn't stutter. He said, yes. And they said, well, maybe ask you, why do you believe in God now? He said, because of the conditions of the prison, he knows that God has a covering over him. So they asked him, okay, so can you give us a little bit background about what you've learned about God? He said, reading the stories in the Bible have consistency. Did you catch that? He said nobody really have never turned him on to reading the Bible. He said that's why he believed in God, because he read other books. And when he started reading the Bible, he said because he liked poems and he used to do a lot of writing in prison. And so it made him want to start to read the Bible. He said when he started reading the Bible, he said the Bible showed consistency. So this is what he learned about consistency. So he said, and this is why I'm behind bars, because you can't play football and then you go out in the world, you got one foot in the world, and then you got one foot in football. Follow me? I want you people to understand what he said. He said, so they said, so what are you saying? He said, well, I wanted to play football. That was my passion. I really wanted to play football. But when I would leave practice, I would stop and hang around with some not so good guys. And they said, well, okay, was that a result on reason why you behind bars? He said, yeah, I can't speak on it with specifics, but yes. He said, I happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. During the time these people that he hung around with was with him in his car, and they had stopped somewhere to where a person that he was riding with him had a gun, and the gun wasn't registered to him or that person. And they end up, while he was in his car, they went and they robbed somebody. And so since they got back in his car, he was involved. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he got charged for the other person murder. Follow me? So they say, wow, what did you learn from this? I ain't going to hold you people long. This is the part I want you to get. That's why God said, be swift to listen and slow to speak. I take my hat off to this man. He said, what he's learned behind bars is that if you're going to play football, you play football. You got to have 2 feet in. No, he said, whatever you're doing out in the world, you got to have 2 feet in. He said, so I had 1 foot in football, and I had 1 foot in the world, hanging with my buddies. So they said, so that's what resulted you getting behind bars? He said, yes. He said, he's still going, some litigations is still going on. He don't want to get in deep on talking about it. Here's the thing I want to make you people understand when I've talked about God is not looking for lukewarm people. He's looking for people that have genuine, pure hearts. He said, you're neither hot nor cold. So God is not the author of confusion. As you can see, the man said God has consistency. He's decent and in order. So God also told us that you cannot serve 2 masters. And if you do, just like he told Satan, when Satan tempted him 3 times. And one of the things he told Satan was very important. God is not to be tested. And over a period of time, when you test God, that means that this guy loved football, but he had 1 foot in and 1 foot in the world. Let me tell you what you people need to understand what this man said. He said, if you love the streets, you can't have 1 foot in football and 1 in the streets. He said, because when you have 1 foot in the streets, meaning that you're doing illegal things, you're doing bad things, he said, darkness will snatch you. Why? Because God will spit you out. He's not the author of confusion. This young man spoke a lot that he don't even realize that he spoke on what I've been trying to tell the world. The Bible says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Be ye holy, for I am holy. So if you going to church and God call you a play actor, pretender, hypocrite, he'll spit you out. Why? He can't be around things that's unclean. So this guy said, darkness will snatch you. Let me see if you get it. Or let me give it to you in a physical realm. You see, the activities that he was doing, football was good. And he should have put football as a top priority. He probably would have been successful. It's just like football players today. They have risen and gotten rich, but they always veer off and start doing things on the side. And darkness snatch them. Did you catch that? All right, let me give it to you in this realm. You know, a fine female, I don't understand why they decide to go jogging half naked at nighttime. Did you catch that? You can't see your surroundings. You don't know who's hiding in the woods. You may have a little flashlight. You ain't got no weapon on you. You ain't got nobody with you. You just jogging because it's cool outside, but it's in darkness. And darkness will snatch you. So what he's saying in the spiritual realm, because he was living a double life, darkness snatched him, and that's why he behind bars. Are you getting it now? This is why people are getting deleted every day. If you're a person that say you're a believer, God is not looking for part-time believers. No. He's looking for full-time believers. And if you're a part-time believer, guess what? Darkness is going to snatch you. I told you, the thief only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So they asked this man, if God was to give you something right now, what would you want? He said freedom. Now, do you get it? When he was with his daddy, and his daddy told him don't do this and don't do that, had a roof over his head, he had freedom. But because he was rebellious and didn't want to listen to his daddy and didn't want to play football full time, darkness snatched him.